Today I want to talk to you about stress as it relates to your self-identity. Many people may describe themselves as high achievers or perfectionists. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with such descriptions or personality characters, it is when through embracing this idea of being a high achiever or being a perfectionist that we inadvertently add more stress into our lives. That's when labeling oneself as high achiever or perfectionist can become problematic. It's important to remember that striving for perfection and striving for excellence are two different things. Perfection may or may not be achievable, and it will depend on circumstances and the person aiming for that goal, whereas striving for excellence is within everyone's reach. And this is important because if one acts on the notion that they are seeking perfection and they're never able to achieve it, this brings so much more stress into that person's life. While if the focus is simply striving for excellence, doing your best, and being okay with whatever the results are, as long as you did your best, that's a whole different experience in terms of stress and will likely be nowhere nearly as stressful as trying to reach the unachievable goal of perfection or the often unachievable goal of perfection. If you identify yourself as a high achiever, that's great. If you identify yourself as a perfectionist, that may warrant some examination, some self-assessment on your part. Remember, striving for excellence is one thing. That's more along the line of high achievers. But striving for perfection may leave you disappointed more often than not. Regardless of whether you are striving for perfection or excellence, it's important to allow yourself some grace. Allow yourself room for mistakes, for learning opportunities. In other words, be gentler with yourself. Have more compassion and understanding for yourself. If you are too hard on yourself, that in itself is just another way to bring more stress into your life. For some of you, this episode may be the wake-up call that you need to change or adjust your mindset. Being a high achiever can be a wonderful thing, can be a fulfilling thing, and can help you to get far in whatever goals you have in life. But if you are identifying and sticking with this idea of achieving perfectionism, and as a result you're bringing more stress into your life, you may have to rethink your approach, you may have to rethink your goals, you may have to rethink how you identify yourself and how you label yourself. By no means does this mean that you should stop being an achiever or no longer strive to achieve things, but do so with compassion, temper it. Be willing to make mistakes and learn lessons, to grow in that sense, rather than allow stress and frustration to seep in if things don't go exactly the way you wanted them to go. It may be time to let go of an ideal way of being or thinking of yourself or thinking of how things should be or how the world should be. You may have to redefine success. Success in terms of your own experience, success in terms of your life, your achievements, your goals, and your experiences. I wanted to bring this up to your attention because life can be difficult enough on its own. you certainly don't need any additional pressure from yourself. But so many out there do exactly that. Put that additional pressure onto themselves. Have those extra high, extra difficult expectations. And again, as I said, while there's nothing wrong with being a high achiever and aiming high, when it starts to hurt you rather than help you, make you happy, and move you forward in life, that's when it's time to rethink how you view things and how you approach things. So remember to always keep an eye on what you do and how you do it. Self-assessment, regular self-assessment, can be a wonderful and helpful tool. Keep striving for excellence, keep reaching for the stars, but not at a price that is too high for your life's happiness, for your own health and well-being. Remember that as you go through life and as you learn more and more skills, more and more ways of dealing with stress effectively, one way that you can help yourself, one more way that you can help yourself, is by not bringing more unnecessary stress into your life by your own hand. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the links below.